Hello everyone, today we're going to be taking a look at the Microsoft PPM for Power Apps Accelerator. The Accelerator allows you to take the out-of-the-box project for the web capabilities with projects and tasks, and add on key capabilities utilizing Power Apps including risks, issues, changes, status reports, governance, and KPIs, as well as we can add an ideation layer on the top for front-end project requests, and we can roll up projects into different related programs and do program management and reporting. Let's go see how it works. I'm logged into Power Apps, and the first thing that I might want to do is go create a new project request. To do so, I can come in, hit the new button, and fill out a very basic form to capture the information needed, as well as a possible business case around this particular project request as well. All of those flow into my project request list here, and I can see information populating like my ROI and my prioritization score based off of information that I put in. When I'm ready to do so, I can utilize Flow to promote this into an actual project in the projects list to kind of continue it on its path down its life cycle. Those projects can align to different programs. So you can see here I have multiple different programs defined, and I have some KPIs around those programs like overall health, effort health, financial health, etc. And you can see for each of these different programs how many active projects you have going on, how many are on track, at risk, and so on and so forth. If I click into a particular program, like my world-class customer support program, then you can get a lot more details around this program and all of the information within it. On the general tab, I have things like the state, the priority, what business unit is this aligned to, and I can click through my different tabs to get more information like the financials around this, budgets versus benefits and actuals, the status of this particular program, how are we doing from an overall perspective, financial perspective, etc. As well as I can see all of the different related projects to this particular program and some high-level status information around those projects as well. If I click into the projects tab here, then I can see all of my different projects that are going on right now and some key KPI indicators and information around those projects also. If I click into one of my projects, like my support customers using mobile project, then I can get a lot more details. What program is this particular project aligned to? What business unit? Who's the executive sponsor and manager of it? And so on and so forth, as well as schedule and effort information. On my business case tab, I can start to put in some more narrative around what this project's going to do for us, as well as start to generate a prioritization score based off of things like how strategically aligned is this to our business objectives? Is this going to help lower costs? What's the risk, etc.? And that will calculate a prioritization score that I can utilize to drive priority around my portfolio of projects. On the financials tabs, I can keep track of things like budget, my forecasts, my actuals, and what's remaining, as well as benefits and other financial metrics like ROI or other calculated metrics like NPV, etc. that you might want to track. On the Resources tab, you'll see a roll-up of all of your different resources that are working on this particular project, when they're supposed to start, when they're supposed to finish, and the total effort that they're estimated to work on this particular project. The Task tab is kind of where the magic happens. This is where we get into the Project for the Web capability. The Project for the Web capability allows us to go in and build out our project schedule with a robust, easy-to-use modern interface. You can work with Project for the Web right through the interface here, or you can say Open in Project if you want a full screen view to give you a little bit more real estate if you're doing some heavy scheduling. So once it opens up in your full screen view here, there's a lot of different capability available to you. As you build out your project schedule, you can do things like indent and outdent, as well as if I open up the details of this guy here, I can create dependencies between my different tasks so that when one thing moves, the next particular task behind that move and my schedule updates accordingly. As I complete tasks, I can simply check those off and see that progress go as we work on all these different tasks for my particular project. If I flip to my Kanban board view, I can look at these in many different ways. Right now, I'm grouping it by bucket, and I've created buckets for my different sprints, and I can simply drag and drop to plan things into these different buckets or sprints. If I group this up by progress, then I can see what's not started, what's in progress, and what's already been completed for this particular project. And if I look at it by finish date, I can see what's late, what's coming up in the near future, and further out, so I can make sure that I'm keeping on top of things and getting the work done on schedule. There's also a timeline view that's going to give me a timeline, or what may be known as a Gantt type of a view, around all these particular tasks as well in a more full screen mode. Right from this Gantt, I can still do the same types of things like check things off, as well as if I needed to extend this task, it's going to take a little bit longer than we expected. Notice everything updates in real time. And or if I wanted to create a dependency, I can simply drag and drop my lines here to create linkages between the different tasks in my project schedule. As you're working on the project and you're updating your different task statuses and such, you can also keep track of things like risks, issues, changes, and that all rolls into your status reports. So you can see a running history of how your project's doing and how it's been doing over time on everything from key KPIs like overall health, schedule health, financial health, etc., how many active risks I have, issues, changes, and so on and so forth. As you're working on all these particular projects, you're going to want some reports to get visibility to what's going on, as well as deliver these reports to upper level management, stakeholders, possibly customers, and others who are interested in the progress of these different projects. There's a full out-of-the-box report pack built in Power BI that shows you the different projects that are going on, key information around those projects, and then there's many different tabs to look at things in different ways. If you're more interested in timeline, or if you're more interested in resources and how much capacity they have and availability, and or what they're working on, what they're assigned to from more of an execution perspective. So you can see how the Microsoft PPM for Power Apps Accelerator can sit on top of Project for the Web and allow you to manage and track your projects from idea all the way to completion, all of the different aspects around them, and get visibility and reports into what's going on and status on those particular projects.